Right, welcome everybody to another episode of Chris and Dave's Reality Cast. I'm one of your hosts, Chris Phelps, and my co-host and very good friend is Mr. Dave Horrocks.
Hey there, big boy. Hey there, Chris, and hello to our listeners out there. Welcome to Chris and Dave's TV Reality Cast. We are covering Love Island UK Season 7, Episode 27, Chris. And this is a nickname that I never knew you had, Chris.
Hey, after yesterday's episode, there's a few nicknames for you going around, Dave. Don't you worry about that.
Touche, sir.
Outstanding yesterday. Unintentional comedy day. We've had loads of people saying how funny it was. It was just, and it took me, I don't know how long to edit the podcast because I just kept rewinding that bit. Oh, it was hilarious. Absolutely hilarious.
Well, Chris, for today's episode, I mean, it's properly stirred the pot, hasn't it, with the whole postcard thing? I mean, if we can, I want to go straight there because that's really stirred the pot, hasn't it? But yeah, what do you reckon to that? Because there's a bit of criticism I'm seeing. I'm seeing like, oh yeah, it was boring, but producers, you've gone too far. And I'm like, have you seen this show before?
Well, I love the fact that I did say Jacob be front and centre. There was nothing there. He sat there with Kayla. Again, Dave, there's two or three of the girls have just gone completely off the radar. There's a couple of lads who again, they're not really being featured at all. Look, it's about what it is. I think looking at the pictures, the two girls who really had concern are Millie and obviously Kaz, because Tyler's kissing Carissa and he has just gone, Kaz who? But I love the way, Dave, that it was like a trigger just gone, right, well, that's it. We're doing the same. The girls in the OG villa were fucking boring anyway up to this point. And then it was like, right, bras out, fucking let bras out.
Knickers off.
Knickers off, yeah. Bikini on, let's go. And that was it. I mean, Faye straight away was like, right, well, that's it. And I'm not fucking standing there on my own when he comes back in, not knowing that it was the two games that Teddy is kissing was the game with Carissa. Yes, she put it on him. Yes, he's flattered. Yes, he looked like he was tempted. But if he's playing the game, he's like, I don't want to be in this situation because whoever comes back, Dave, is going to be fucked. There's only Chloe and Hugo who had a pass because they're not together. Yeah. The others were in a relationship, whether strong or not. There was something, I mean, it was just brilliant. I'll be honest, Dave. It was brilliant tonight.
It's going to be crowded, that villa, isn't it? Everyone's going to be bringing someone back from Casa Amor.
Well, Chloe and Hugo have got to couple up. They have to couple up because Hugo doesn't know what Chloe's doing and vice versa. Because Hugo comes back with a girl, Chloe's up for eviction. She's going. And obviously Hugo comes back with no one and Chloe's going to be with someone. Them two have got to get in a relationship. I don't believe off the postcard. I mean, Dave, fucking Hugo, and I saw Amber had put tonight, Amber Gill had put, why is Hugo on the postcard? Like the girls give a shit about
space, wasn't it?
Yes. Show us something else. But look, it was great. I just think Millie and Kaz had the argument. Faye, I'm not sure about her reaction, but they saw the kiss. Not there. Look, but Dave, I love. I'm sorry to cut across it. I love the fact that I saw a tweet tonight, and he said, "You know, with a woman, she's looked at these pictures, this postcard, and she knows exactly what time it is, what the weather conditions were, who they were wearing, what the perfume was. They've got everything all sized up." And I'm like, "That's how they went. They went full on CSI, and we come to all these." Ridiculous conclusions. And like I say, I've only got two of the guys really off the pitch. I'm not saying Liam's not shady or anything like that, but it is literally Liam and Tyler. They're the only two who were caught bang to rights, really.
Yeah. I'm struggling to fully buy into it all, though, Chris, because they've seen this show before. They know what Casa Amor is. They were playing the same fucking game. Yes. Where they had to do the kissing challenges and everything. And then clearly, I mean, they've stitched up Teddy, I feel, more than anyone. Because he was kind of, we were saying yesterday about, saying, well, I am technically single. But apart from that, he's not done anything outside of the challenges. And but they've sent them a picture of him kissing in the challenges, and it's like, but you lot were doing that as well.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Are they genuinely that hypocritical and just flying off the handle, or is it played up for the drama? Because, like I say, Faye just went completely 180. It's like, that's it. I'm getting my bikini, my walking bikini that I came in with. That's clearly her best one. That shows a good portion of underboob there. I don't know. I just don't buy it.
Yeah, I agree. I thought the reaction was ridiculous. And I mean, I'm sat here tonight watching it with Sam, and my Sam's going mad, Dave, at fucking Casa and that. She's like, Sam, this is, and I've quoted Sam. I went, I'm quoting this on the podcast tonight. And Sam went, for fuck's sake, she's only known him for a week. And Sam went, I can't fucking cope with these girls. And that was like, obviously, we always say about the male perspective, but the way they were reacting, and obviously, Kaz went from crying, Dave. I'm not saying what Tyler did was right. It's not. We all knew that there was something not right about him because he come in and his gameplay has been exposed. But within 10 minutes, this Matthew, the Northern Ireland kid, the good-looking tall lad, he's like, fucking snogging each other's faces off there.
Of course, I mean, he just wanted to make sure Kaz was okay, didn't he? I mean, this lot were the snakiest bunch of bastards. And I tell you, the snakiest fucker out the lot is that Sam. Because when that postcard came in, did you see his fucking cheesy, shit-eating grin? He was practically rubbing his hands together. He was like, yes, rebound shag.
Yeah, exactly. Because the girls are all like, and Liberty's going dead dramatic and throwing the fucking postcard in the pool and that. But you could see he wasn't the only one, but he was the most
at all.
Exactly. He was the most obvious one though, Dave, who was like looking over the girls. It's like, oh, here we go. And then all of a sudden it was like Graft City. When we said the girls were boring, there was about 15 minutes into this episode and they were all stood around. None of the new guys were talking to him. I know it could just be one conversation. The girls all get together, like the coffee scene and all that, and that's why they were together, because it looked like it was early morning. But the whole thing just literally was ridiculous until this point. And then it was like, right, well, I'm going to teach him a lesson. Let you tell me. So are they going to do this to the guys? Are they going to put like a postcard in with the guys?
I don't think they have to, though, do they?
No, but for the guys' perspective, no, the guys are fucking fully testosterone up, aren't they? But I agree on that, Sam. And I love the fact you're like, I really, and he sounds like he's from Manchester as well. And he's going, I really treat girls really well to Faye. And Faye went, so do you buy them flowers?
Oh, Chris.
I was like, oh, mate.
It fell at the first hurdle. I would say that when people describe something about themselves, but they fail to come up with an example, it's just bullshit. So, honestly, Chris, I can't stand that Sam. Took a massive dislike to him tonight. He's a proper see you next Tuesday, he is.
He is. And what about, and you're right, and what about when fucking Faye, just to get her own back, like at the lads, because of what had happened, and she say she's got the underboobs out now and everything, and she went, and actually, you guys are funnier than them. And I'm like, hello, how fucking old are you? Are you a fucking 6-year-old child? It's like, come on. Teddy's going to come back and she's going to be devastated, Dave. She's going to be right in with his Sam. And it's all good. I mean, look, it's going to be great TV, absolute brilliant TV. Oh, I tell you what, one of the things, and I've skipped, I know because we're jumping a little bit, but how bad an actress is Chloe, Dave, when she got the postcard? That was ridiculous. That was like, take 15, Chloe, make it look natural. Come on, I don't believe that for a minute.
But it was just a weird reaction. It was the hamminess of the, oh my God. But then when she runs out, to the pool and stuff, she's just like screaming. She's not screaming actual words. She's just screaming as if she's been chased by fucking Freddy Krueger or something. So it was just utterly bizarre.
But also, Dave, let's talk, because it's all around this postcard and the coupling. We talk about actresses, Dave. I tell you who's a good actress, fucking Amy, because she is not into Hugo one bit. I mean, Hugo's sales pitch was, do you want to share a bed? I don't snore. I've got a good chat, and I'm a good listener, and I'm a good cuddler. And I'm like, this isn't a sales pitch, Hugo. And she is fake as fuck. However, when
Yeah.
you kiss a girl, Dave, and when he did it, I was like, Halle fucking Luya. And he went, job done. I was like, oh, mate, you're not putting a shelf up. What the fuck are you doing? He is the guy who in front of him has got £1 million and somehow he will turn the other way or he'll knock it off the side of the cliff. He's just ridiculous. I've never known someone self-sabotage when he's in such a good position.
So we've said, and I can't work out, Chris, if he is more David Brent from The Office or Gareth from The Office or Alan Partridge. There's like a triangle of behaviors, and Hugo is somewhere in the middle of that. But when he said job done, I just burst out laughing. Just what an absolute tool. But you say she's a great actress. I don't think she is, because it seems fairly clear to us that, you know, she's not really that into him. Hugo is walking back into that villa. He is getting more screen time. And all right, if he walks in on his own, well, he knows Chloe is probably going to have met someone. They're going to have sent in a bunch of hunks into the villa. Chloe is bound to couple up with someone. She's not going to stick with Hugo. We don't think. There is a little element of doubt in my mind, but let's see. So Amy has to go in with someone. And, you know, I think Hugo is just the most obvious one. She will drop him like a fucking stone, and you can see he's got no chat whatsoever. Yeah, it's just really, really awkward. I mean, yesterday, she was trying to say, like, she was trying to give a bit of flirty banter. Like, she was saying, oh, are you strict, you know, as the teacher then? And he's saying, no, I'm not strict. I'm like, you know, I like to look at things on balance. And she's like, oh, well, I like people to be strict, you know. And, you know, she's trying to be a bit flirty. He's just not getting it at all. It's like, no, you know, it's great. And
yeah, the next line should have been, I'm going to put you in detention and I'm going to discipline you. And she'd have gone, oh, really, Dave? That's how it should have gone. But no, it didn't.
If you're really naughty, I might have to give you a bit of a spanking. You know, that's the sort of flirty banter that I was expecting from him. But there was just nothing at all. So I know people like you saying, hallelujah, you know, at least he's snogged someone. But no, unfortunately, I'm not buying it at all. And I'm sorry, you mentioned about Kaz. I do like Kaz, but fuck me, that over dramatization over a 4-day relationship. I'm not saying it's great what Tyler's done, but it's not like he's the fucking worst villain in the world, is it? You've had a long weekend holiday romance, and you're acting like it's broke up your marriage.
Yeah, and that's true. And I think that's where Sam was coming from when she was kicking up. It was so funny. Don't you see? Like, oh my God, you know. But I think as well, Dave, and you mentioned Matthew. Matthew is an ideal candidate for the Bachelor, Bachelorette, because he was just like, I just want to make sure she's all right. And I could probably do a Northern Ireland accent because of the family day, but I'm not going to. But it was like, mate, fuck off. We talk about on the Bachelor, Bachelorette all the time. Katie's season, I know we've paused it, but we've got it, and it's like, I just want Katie to be happy. What? Well, 15 other guys are trying to get with the woman you want to get with. Of course you are, mate. Dave, look, if it works, good on them. It just looked too obvious with this Matthew. He's playing the fake nice guy at the moment, Dave. All he's got to do. I agree.
They're all doing exactly what Hugo did. You know, when Hugo was grandstanding, he threw Toby under the bus, and, you know, he was grandstanding for Chloe there. But that's what all these guys are doing. I guess you could say the only difference is they've got no loyalty to the other guys, apart from this bro code that you throw out when it's convenient, you know, but they've got no loyalty whatsoever. So
no, I agree with that. I agree. Yeah. And what about Thingy, Dave? Ian Sterling, I know, just slightly back on Hugo, when I didn't pick up on it, so I rewound it. He's when he was talking to Amy about, you know, the sharing the bed, and the couple of he said, don't worry, we've got your flight booked for tomorrow.
I think Sterling was on form again tonight, you know. And even, you know, you say about the acting from Chloe, even Sterling was having a bit of a pop at that. He was saying about a terrible acting or something. Yeah. But Chris, I mean, like let's speak about some of the boys, right? So again, I think Teddy's been screwed over. You know, he's still staying out there on the day beds and stuff with Jake.
Oh,
Chris. Now,
yeah.
what do you reckon? I mean, we've flip-flopped a bit because we thought, well, you know, he's definitely going to cheat. And then when he didn't, it's like, oh, maybe he's level. But now he's making it so obvious that he's just trying to sabotage everyone else.
It's brilliant, Dave. It is nasty Nick levels of Big Brother snidiness, isn't it? He's there to fucking Liam, yeah, if I was single, I'm thinking, well, Liam isn't single, he's been spent 2 weeks. If I was, I'd be straight, I'd be exploring all my options, yeah, honestly. And then he's in the diary room, and I'm like, you snidey bastard. And I put on our Twitter tonight, I put, here is the real villain is now showing himself. Dave, he is a snaky little fucker.
You know, I know it pisses Hannah off because I think she's really rooting for Jake and Liberty, but I just think tonight, especially, it just made it so obvious, particularly with Liam. They're acting as if this boyfriend and girlfriend thing actually fucking means something. You're talking about not all of the couples, but certainly with Liam and Millie, they had a very strong connection. I don't give a shit if they put a label on it or not. They had a strong connection. And you can see Liam is like deliberating a bit. He's like, I've got a really good thing with Millie, but I really like Lily as well, and she's probably going for it. There's no doubt, if I put the green light up, we'd be going for it. And Jake's like, seems to be agonizing a little bit here. Let me just give him a push in the right direction. Let me just make sure I take him out of the game. It's I don't recall in Love Island seeing something so blatant before.
No, and he's doing that. I'm your mate, and I know it because he also. Well, I tell you what, actually, Dave, we might be giving him a bit more credit than what he deserves. He might just be doing it so he gets the brownie points from the villa when he goes back in, and he's the only one who's not coupled up. So he goes back in Liberty. You get the full fairy tale. Yes, it's about the end game, but also his popularity in the villa from the other girls, Dave. They will absolutely love Jake, won't they, for this, if he's the only one who didn't do anything.
Not when Liam says, Jake told me, I should just go for it and explore my feelings. It's not going to be that popular then.
Jake said. But people are seeing it online, Dave. We got a lot of people liking our tweet tonight. And obviously on the official channels, people are just saying about Jake, he's a snake. I put on there about Amy being a game player, and it's great game playing. And we've had like over 200 something likes on that. It's a genuine response. But there's loads of responses to Jake about him being a snaky fucker and that. So, Dave, it's going to work against him, because what might happen is, it's whether they do it. They didn't do it last time, I don't think. But are they going to do the Twitter game? That's the one that will come out big time. Because I tell you now, Faye and that, any bad fucking press against fucking Teddy or whoever, and the girls are just going to go fucking psycho, aren't they? Unbelievable.
Yeah, I feel bad. I think out of everyone, I feel like Teddy's the most normal person in there, and he's just been screwed over. I think he's going to end up walking in there on his own, and Faye will be coupled up with someone. Yeah,
I mean, look, I did think he would sway Dave after the game with that Carissa, because she just put it on him, didn't she? And now she's gone straight into Tyler. Not necessarily buying it with Tyler. She's a social media influencer as a job. So that basically means that any exposure to her brand is exactly what she needs. So it's weird how she was loving Teddy, and then literally within half an hour she's like, I'm with Tyler. And that's
because she was getting nowhere with him, wasn't
it? Exactly. But that's what I'm saying. It's the game, innit? Play the game. Her job is about more eyes on her brand. Carissa, we were saying about Lucinda, this girl is coming exactly knowing what she's doing. There's nothing wrong with that, but it's very transparent when she's doing it. And Teddy, was tempted, really, really was tempted. You could see that, but he didn't do anything.
Yeah.
And I think you've got to flip it, Dave. I think one thing I would say, I know Faye gets loads of praise and quite rightly sometimes, and then she can be really bitchy, but it shows her childish mentality.
Yeah.
If she's taking it, well, I'm not being on my own then when he comes in. I'm not fucking sitting there being humiliated, because it is humiliating. I get that. That's just a defense mechanism because of the stuff she's had done to her in the past. But also take a step back and trust him. If he fucks you over, then bin him off and go and do what you need to do. But because you've got that thing of whoever comes back in uncoupled is basically going to be up for a vote, or they're going to get voted off there and then. That's why everyone's reacted. So you've got this real tension, and I fucking love it. I'm like, oh, this is magnificent.
You say about Faye, look, in my life's sake, I couldn't be doing with the drama. I couldn't be doing with flipping from one end of the scale to the other in a split second. But for TV, I love it.
Yeah, me too.
It's brilliant. She is good entertainment. And, as weird as it is to, completely flip-flop from sleeping out in the day beds and stuff and, not even engaging with the boys to fucking getting your best bikini out and putting your foot on the accelerator. It's just brilliant. But sorry, someone we haven't spoken about, Chris, is Toby. I mean, he's putting up a solid defence, isn't he?
Oh, yeah. He sat with the lads and went, I think my circumstances are going to change. Like, no fucking shit, pal. No fucking shit. He's just, we were on the radio tonight, weren't we, Radio Berkshire, with lovely Michelle. And I'd give her the perspective of Jake. And she's like, I never even thought of that. I said, because she was sort of praising him. And then the Toby thing, I said, like, he's had 4 girls now that he's basically, this is the 4th girl he's with, but this is 4 relationships that he's going to fuck up. It's nonsense. I mean, I think we're only going to see maybe 1 or 2 girls come in now, but even then, he just doesn't give a shit. This Mary put it on him. She watched the shed, bed with him, cuddle him. I was like, oh, he's gone.
He's like, oh yeah, you might get a cuddle. It's like, look, she's in the show. She knows she's getting a cuddle. I don't know though. I've been quite critical of some of Toby's actions, but to be honest, I'm just watching him and I look at Jake, who's a calculated, borderline sociopath there, the way he's kind of reading the game. I kind of have to admire it a little bit. Whereas Toby could be playing the game as well, but he's just having the time of his life. He's like, I am on the best 18 to 30s holiday anyone's ever been on. And he's just constantly got that massive smile on his face. So, look, he was with Abby for, let's say, maximum. He met her for, a span of 4 days. Again, this not even a week thing. So, I didn't think in a million years that they would stick together. And it's just, it does make me chuckle and smile a little bit when I see him. And he's just living his best life, isn't he?
Yeah, and you know what, Dave? I think tonight it's so funny in how people see it. I'm sure a lot of he's not the type of guy that your daughter wants to bring home because she's just going to have heartbreak after heart and he's going to change and he'll never do it again and all that. No, but for the purpose of this show, I am in complete agreement with you tonight because when he was saying it to the lads, I'm like, you know what? You've got to admire the fact that he just simply doesn't give a shit who he hurts or anything, as long as he's getting that attention, that affection, whatever, this fucking MVQ level 3 in electrical engineering, he's getting under the sheets and stuff, Dave. He does not give a fuck. And I've got to say, I smirked tonight because I was like, oh, he doesn't care. Why are we so angry at him? Because he just doesn't care what you think. And he's just going to carry on doing exactly what Toby does until this ends. And you've got to say, Dave, that might not be his initial game plan, but by God, he's fucking enjoying himself.
He's just forgotten he's on a game, hasn't he? He's just like, oh, this is great. Life is great. God, I think he might have trouble when he comes outside because it's like, oh, shit, this isn't real life anymore. It might be some sort of Stockholm syndrome or something weird mashing your brain to think that this is real life and they just keep sending hot women your way all the time. Mind you, when they all come out the villa, I'm sure their DMs are full, aren't they?
Oh God, yeah, definitely. I definitely think that, Dave. These guys and girls are not going to be short of admirers, definitely. But I think the last thing I've got, Dave, which I think is brilliant, is this. Well, not brilliant, but this Liam, Lily, and Millie triangle. I mean, we've got to have a go at the producers because apparently Liam is one of the funniest people Millie's ever met. Now, we've not fucking seen that one bit on the show. Me and Sam looked at him like, what? This guy is probably one of the most blandest people I've seen on a reality show. I'm not saying he isn't in real life, but what they've edited in, he's just got nothing. He says about 3 words every day. And that's it. There's no vocabulary from him. I'm not great at stuff like that, but you'll get a joke out of me, and they have not put anything in. So I don't know what is going on. But poor Millie, he's absolutely fucking missing him, Dave. And I'm thinking, oh, you're in for such a fucking dingy.
Yeah, and I mean, he's like I say, he's put up the defense, hasn't he? You know, you could see he's got that conflict in his mind. Jake's there prodding him, like, "Go on, just fucking go for it, will you? Fucking get off my show." But which is a shame. But we see, don't we, the clip for tomorrow night? It looks like he does succumb, doesn't he? So
yeah, they all do.
Yeah, I had a faint hope that, you know, Liam would just, you know, back away a bit and realize, you know what, I've got a really good thing. We're a bit further ahead with Millie. But it looks like that's not going to happen. But
no,
you know, the thing with Liam, and I agree, I think it might be an editorial thing. There was one comment I remember he made, I think was Toby kissing Chloe or something like that. And the guys, Liam and someone else, might have been Jake or someone, were laying on the day beds, and they were just throwing a bit of bit of banter their way. And I just remember Liam saying, like, "Oh, look into my eyes when you're doing it," you know. And I thought that was a pretty funny comment in that moment. So you don't know if he's throwing out these little dry humor type comments all day, but they just never make the final cut.
Yeah, and that's probably it, to be fair, Dave. Because when you watch the behind the scenes episode, they all come across really well. Everyone faded. She's really funny, Faye, but in the normal show, she's just dead catty or really nice. Strange.
Just before we get into emails and stuff, I will just say another point on Faye. Even before the postcard, she was wobbling a bit on Teddy, I felt. She was saying, like, I don't really have good banter with him, you know, but, you know, I feel really safe with him and whatever. So, again, I think she was starting to wobble even before the postcard. And I'm like, for fuck's sake, you know, just this guy is clearly a good guy, right? And but you're now finding fault with him. I just found it a bit strange that.
Yeah. You know what? It's a very good spot, that, because it was later on. That's a very good spot. But Dave, we've had an email from our good friend Denise as well.
Awesome.
So she's put, the drama. Whenever I see those girls react after they find out about their cheating partners, I rate who gave the most convincing Oscar-winning performance. I suppose this year it goes to Casa. Very good point, Denise. I suspect Millie realised she lost the race to the final, so she didn't even bother to go full-on Reek tragedy. As for the boys, outside of Jake and Teddy, do they realise it's still a game? I'm unsure that Liam realised him kissing Lily through his chances for winning the 50k. You can almost see Jake salivating at knocking out his opponents, Liam and Tyler. Toby's just on a scorecard holiday. Could Hugo be the stealthiest of all players? I'm liking Chloe more and more. She's just having a good time. I'm expecting to see some drinks thrown and hair extensions pulling from the girls when the Casa Amor Villa blend with the OG Villa. Security. Love, Denise. So great email, Dave.
Oh, Chris, we don't condone violence at all, but bloody hell, that would be awesome TV.
Oh. Dave, if there's any hair pulling, most of the extensions will fall out, so it's not really a tragedy to do. So
that's true. And Chris, I just want to read out, because Terence has been right with us there, and he has been tweeting at us, and you know, I just wanted to read out a couple here. He's put, Jake is the villain. This season, straight coaching the guys, and haven't mentioned Liberty one time. He's strictly game playing for the win. And he also says, yes, the postcard woke them up. Kaz is being delusional about Tyler. She only met him for 4 days. Disappointed in Abigail. She should be like Chloe and living it up. I like Clarice and Tyler. About damn time for Hugo. Faye's right about Teddy. Something off about him. No, I don't know if I agree with that very last statement about Teddy. I just think, he's a more chill guy. He's not the guy who's gonna give the banter. Remember Faye's original VT, Chris? She said she needs someone to come in there and tear her a new arsehole.
Yes.
And I think you can see someone, like a cheeky chappy, bit of a wide boy, bit of a Cockney geezer, Danny Dyer, clone, if I may, someone who's going to be giving the banter constantly and going back and forth there. Maybe she's got that in her mind. Maybe that's more the type that she's been with previously. But again, I think it's unfair. You got this great guy, and he's just, because he doesn't crack jokes every 5 minutes, he's not good enough.
Yeah. No, I agree. I mean, look, it could be a security thing as well, though, Dave. For her. She's panicking, worrying about Casa Amor, so she's thinking, I'm going to get a few barbs in there, but really, I like him. Like a
defense mechanism. It's she needs to protect herself. Absolutely, I could see that.
Yeah, for like the impending doom, which obviously she thinks it is off the postcard. So, Dave, we have another new Patreon. So this is brilliant. Thank you, guys. And thanks, everyone, for supporting us over on patreon.com/CD RealityCast. It's so humbling. People want to support the show. We really, really enjoy doing it. And we love the fact that we've got so many good friends from this. And it's just so good. So, Dave, our latest Patreon is the wonderful Claire. So welcome, Claire. And thank you for joining us. Obviously, we have our Discord watch channel, Dave, as well, which we do every night, watching the Love Island. It was really good chat over there, so thank you. But just want to thank everyone and do the famous roll call of honour. So, as I said, we've got Claire, Amy, Zoe, Joanna, Helen, Libby, Katie, Dee Dee, Hannah, Ed, Priscilla, Susan, Hennessy, Haley, Tracy, Lauren, Lucky Lulu Green, and Kent Gustafson. So thank you so much, guys, and there's no way I can do that without taking a breath, Dave. Now there's that many people, but so humbling. So thank you, guys. And I've got to say, I know we said at the top of the show, the comments from yesterday and people messaging us on Twitter, Facebook, emails, outstanding. You outdid yourself yesterday, mate.
Okay. Oh yeah. Okay, let's scooch on past that. So I think I keep reading that this season is being really boring, and I think when I take a step back from it, the couples just aren't as good. The lads in particular are a bit shit, aren't they? You need someone to be a strong couple to have an impact when they actually break up, and we just haven't had that. But I'm still enjoying it. Still really enjoying going through this. We're on. We've got 2 more episodes this week. I've got to think. Friday night is going to be the cliffhanger, isn't it? So Casa Amor is going to draw to a close, but we're not necessarily going to see everyone walk in. I think we might see a little bit of it, and then we're going to have some kind of cliffhanger through to Sunday night, I think.
I agree. I think we were talking about that the other day. I said it usually will go that the main ones that everyone's waiting on will have to wait and be like, you bastards. But look, it is what it is, Dave. The producers are finally giving us that bit of drama. So let's hope it carries on this way, because it looks like it's ramping up finally after a few boring weeks that we've had with this series. So, no, really good. And as always, guys, if you want to follow us on social media at CD RealityCast, if you want to email us, cdrealitycast@gmail.com. So, Mr. Horrocks, another one in the bag. It's been great today, mate. And honestly, I cannot wait for tomorrow again.
And all I'll leave you with, Chris, is job done.
Bye.